this is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here with another Flosstube update. It is Thursday, August 19th, and I had not stitched for like 3 weeks, but I finally got my stitching bug back, so I'm happy to finally have an update to share with you guys. So, I've got 4 WIPs to share, and then 3-ish stash acquisitions to kind of share. They're different, so I thought I would share them. Anyways, so earlier this week, the group Sane Stitchers opened up back for new members. I used to be a part of that group, and then I guess I got kicked out for being inactive. I think it was just during one of my periods where I lost my stitchy bug and I just didn't participate in anything. And so I was excited for it to be back because I really do get motivated by challenges. And so I joined back up on Monday and got accepted in the membership. And then I went through the current challenges they had, and they have this Uno challenge. And so I decided to do that. So here's my little paper with my little notes. So for the Uno challenge, hang on just a sec. For the Uno challenge, you had to pick 4 WIPs and number them 1 to 4. And then each day the wheel was spun and it would land on something that would tell you what to do and which WIP number to do that on. So since then I've done almost 2,000 stitches because of this Uno challenge, and so it's been really exciting to have my stitchy bug back. I did bring my poster board so I can show these a little bit better. Oops. Shoot, hang on. I will possibly cut this out. I lost my cover picture for the next WIP. So the first one I've been working on, or one of the ones I've been working on, is Giant Harry Potter. So this is where I am at on that. Basically, I did this whole blue swirl. Oh, and this tiny start over here. My friend Wendy just recently finished her Giant Harry Potter, and she did a ton of alterations. I've asked her for her changes. She sent me her change list and where to find some of the patterns that she put in, and I can't do all the alterations she made because then I would have to frog the blue swirl, and I am just so not gonna frog because it just puts me off projects. So but she did have some nice changes that I'd really like to add. I know a lot of people add things with their Giant Harry Potters. I don't want to add too many things because I do actually like the original, but I mean, there's some things like, I know there's 2 Snapes in there, and that's not necessary to have 2 Snapes. And then just some of the side elements. One of the changes puts like a castle into it. I might ask if I can put a picture of her finished one so that you guys can see. It's really, really beautiful. She is Stitching Nessie on Instagram, so you can look her up there. I'll try to include a link to her Instagram page. Anyways, so I think I've done 300 stitches on Giant Harry Potter. The next one I've worked on is Cloudsfactory's Epic Storybook Princesses. I just always call it Epic Disney Princesses. Whatever. Here's where I was at before. And here is where I am at now. So I've only done 200 stitches on this, but that's all right. I completed both of these towers except for the whites in the windows. I added these pink things. I don't know what they are. And then I started on the doorway. So I'm hoping to finish this motif soon. This is one of my WIP goes that was drawn for this month. So 200 down, 800 to go. Not bad. So let me just put that to the side. The next one that I've done some work on is the one that I'm actually currently supposed to be working on for Arbitrary August, and that is the green conversion of red from Kelly the Evergreen Stitcher. And I've done 400 of the 500 stitches that I needed to do. Here's what it looked like before. And here is where it's at now. I'm thinking I need to cut this poster board in half because it's like a little big. I can't really see around it or work with it that well. Anyways, so I did her arm and her sleeve. I filled in some over here. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm hoping to finish her arm today. But yeah, I really am let me see if just putting this plain, yeah, that's even better. I'm really happy with how she's looking. So yeah, that is the green conversion of red. My pattern is starting to mess up on the seams. I might go ahead and just buy an extra one for if in case I need it. I didn't make a working copy because I don't really have access to a great copier to make copies of such a large pattern. I really wish that either these patterns would be released in standard pages or as PDFs. I get that's not the Mirabilia way, but it's just so hard to work with these oversized patterns. It's off-putting, and yeah, I'm not a fan of it. So, but anyways, so there's that. The final project I worked on is my Quaker Christmas 2 Songs of the Season from ByGone Stitches. This was a restart. I restarted at the end of last month. So this is what it looked like the last time I showed you guys. And here is where I'm at now. So I have done quite a bit, about 850 stitches, I think. So I did all of the word all over here. I did a significant portion of this. I'd done a little bit before, but I did a significant portion. This little stocking, this little flower in a pot, and then started this motif, and I'm almost done with it. And I am really, really loving this. I am so glad I restarted it. I think it looks so much better on even weave than the Ada. It's so much more enjoyable to work on. I love how my colors are popping. I'm just using DMC. I do think it would look cool in some variegated, but just the number of skeins I would have needed to buy, and I just think it looks so dramatic off of this black fabric with just the plain DMC, so I am happy with it. I'm almost done. I guess maybe my first skein of this green was a partial skein because I'm almost done with it. I have been using those floss drops that I showed you guys that I was making, and Jenny from Lawn Dog Stitcher Sampler. I'm sorry I've forgotten the exact name of your channel, Jenny, but I will link her down below. She's awesome. And she said that I should double, like, glue a cardboard stock on the back of the papers. And I did buy some plain one to do that, but I haven't. And so I've just been using the papers, and they've been holding up fine for me if I'm conscious to be not aggressive, like, you know. So I still have to use some force to pull out a strand, but I haven't had any problems with ripping or breaking. And I've only been using it with this project, so just 2 of them. But so far so good, so I'm going to continue to use them. And yeah, so I'm happy with it, and it's easier. I don't have to glue. Glue is messy. Anyways, so those are the 4 WIPs that I have been working on. I just remembered actually that I have a 4th stash acquisition, but I don't possess it yet. But anyways, I'll tell you about it in a minute. But so now I am going to share with you my stash updates, I guess, whatever. So first of all, I got the next jelly roll in the jelly roll club I'm in, and this is the jelly roll club from Fat Quarter Shop. This is July's, and it is just a like red and cream one. It's called cranberry and cream, I believe. Yeah, cranberries and cream. And I am thinking I might use it to make an actual traditional log cabin where it's the darks on one side and the lights on the other. I've never done that. I've only ever done scrappy log cabins. And it would just be a throw size that I could just put out at like Christmas time. Or even with reds and creams, I think it could be out through like Valentine's time. Anyways, I'm not going to start that anytime soon. I've got so many other things I need to do, but I do think this one is really pretty, and I'm so excited to have it in my stash. The next kind of 2-part stash that I have is my husband and I were at the Container Store a few weeks ago, and I found these KonMari envelopes. I think it was like $10 for a 5-pack, but anyways, the quality is really nice. They feel nice, the zippers are nice. I like them better than the other ones I got off Amazon. But anyways, so I have that. And then I got this pattern off of Etsy, and I haven't started it yet. I have pulled the fabric. I think I'm only going to have like about an inch and a half at these like very parts of the border, but I think that's okay because there's barely anything there. So I'm really excited to start this. I suggested that anyone who wants to in my Lord of the Rings cross-stitch group start it, and then I discovered the Uno challenge, and so I didn't start it. So I feel a little bit bad because I talked some people into starting it, and then I didn't start it yet. But I am going to start this really soon. The final, second to final stash that I wanted to share with you guys is for my birthday. My aunt, she let me get some things off of her FabFitFun edit sale or something like that. And one of the things I saw there, I literally refreshed the page for hours for someone to drop it so I could pick it up. And that is this Chasing Threads map bag. And you can see here that there are dots all around. And so they include thread and a needle, so you could put X's in all the places you've been. I obviously haven't done that yet, but I was so excited to get this. This Chasing Threads place does have a website. They are based in the UK, so I haven't wanted to pay UK shipping costs. But one thing I am considering is, so they have like passport covers and bags and different things. And I have considered getting one of something for each of my sisters, maybe for next year's Christmas, and stitching X's in all the places they've been, because the places are different for each sister. And I thought that would be really cool that they could have this like a passport cover that actually it shows all the places they've been. So I was really excited to discover this, and right now it's got my map of Middle Earth in there. And then I just put it back in this clear bag that it came in so that it doesn't get dirty, because I don't want it to get dirty. Anyways, I mean, that's probably ridiculous. I don't know how long I can keep this safe, but as long as I can, I will. And the final stash enhancement that I don't have with me is Under the Sea Fabrics has released an advent calendar, and you guys know I'm advent calendar crazy, but I've yet to really have a good experience with a cross stitch advent calendar, just because I'm not good at substituting threads in my projects. So when you get random skeins of a hand dyed, it's not so useful to me. Like, I have a lot of those, and I just don't usually know what to do with them. So they're a pretty collection, but not so practical. And then a lot of times the fabrics are just like small little pieces, and I tend to stitch bigger pieces. So that's why I did what was that club for a little while? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I mind blanked on it. But like, you get a couple tiny pieces of fabric, maybe a small pattern. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name. Anyways, it's really popular. I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I did it for like 3 months or something like that, but she always put like buttons, and I don't know what to do with the buttons because I'm not a button collector, and it just wasn't really practical for me, so I dropped that thread. But I think one year she did do a Christmas box, and again, it just wasn't practical for me. But in the description for this Under the Sea advent calendar, she said that there are going to be 4 packets with everything individually wrapped in each one, but each packet will include everything you need to make an ornament. And so I thought, this is something that's practical. It's something that's fun that I can do during the Advent season. I can make these ornaments with all the things that come with it. And so I'm really excited to try this one and to have an Advent for all of my main hobbies. I think if you watch my knitting podcast, I've talked about getting a spinning one, because my husband gave me a drop spindle. I'm still just not being successful with trying to spin. I think I'm making my yarn too thin, or I'm doing something. So I don't think I'm going to invest in a spinning advent this year. One thing I am thinking about doing though is you can get like grab bag types of things where it will be a lot of random different colors, like ends of bats, like just scraps type. And what I might do is order one of those. They're like $25 to $30, so way cheaper. And then I might have my husband stuff my advent calendar with them in a random order, and then that way I can still be trying to spin every day, but it's not on something that is a very costly experiment, if that makes sense. And if I can finally get the hang of it, then maybe next year I can look at investing in something like that. But I don't know that drop spindling is for me. I really do want to learn how to spin, but I might just have to go to full spinning. But spinning wheels are so expensive, and I need to try to see if I can find someone in the Sacramento area who has a spinning wheel that will let me kind of experiment and try it to see if it is something interesting. I've heard there are shops that do that, but I don't know if any of them are local or even in the surrounding area, like down to the Bay Area maybe. With COVID, it's also really hard to try to figure those things out because a lot of stores don't have that right now because of just health and safety reasons. So that is what I am considering for that. So yeah, that's basically all the update I have to share with you guys. A short video for a change. In terms of life updates, we have all the puppies still, and if we now have name tags for them and everything, so they're here. And for future plans, I think next month, so one of my friends wanted to do a September smalls or something like that. So I will be working on WIPs I have that are less than 100 stitches on both sides. So no side can be over 100. And the other thing I'm going to do that is just for me is I'm going to call it a sewing September. So I'm going to set up my sewing machine here on my desk and leave it set up for the whole month. And I really need to work on my Christmas presents. Because if I don't get those started soon, and like 3 of them are lap size quilts, so I really need to work on getting the fabric cut, start with the piecing. If I don't do that soon, I'm worried I'm not going to be able to finish those in time. So I really need to dedicate September to doing that. I also need to make my giveaway presents, and I'm thinking I might make a few extra bags so that instead of asking things that people prefer, it's just, this is the bag and this is what I'm giving away, and enter if you want. Because a lot of times what happens is I spend most of my time here at this table, but this is also the only table that works for my sewing machine. So I'll put my sewing machine away and then I won't set it back out because I will just have used the space for cross stitching or something else. And I have other spaces I can cross stitch at, so I really need to dedicate this space for at least a month, possibly 2, to getting some sewing projects done. So that is my basic September plans. I am going to, after I finish this, film my knitting update that will have more plans, but I know not everyone's interested in knitting and crochet, so if you are interested in hearing the rest of my plans, you can watch that video over there. I do have a new church calling. I'm working with the young women age, and that is the teenage years, and we have Wednesday night activities, and so far I've been with them for 2 weeks, and it's such a lovely group of girls. I do miss my 7 to 8-year-old Sunday school class. They're really sweet kids. I had my last Sunday with them last Sunday, and one of them drew a picture. I'll try to include a picture. I'll put the picture in here of what she drew. And so cute and so sweet. Like, she copied the dress I was wearing and the mask I was wearing at church. And it was so sweet and just touched my heart. And I'm going to miss that class a lot. But I know that the girls in the young woman age are fantastic. They're super sweet, and I'm so excited to work with them too. And this is just bringing me a lot of joy. I've made some friends, and it's helped my mental health so much to get out of the house, to make some friends, to have some people to talk to, and a social outlet. And I'm just really glad. So I thought I would share that. The other thing, kind of churchy related, is, and I'm sorry if you're not interested in that, but whatever. To each their own, right? So one of my Christmas presents is my mom found this Anne of Green Gables devotional. I haven't started reading it yet, but I've looked at a few of the chapters, and it's like basically lessons that can be learned from Anne of Green Gables, and I love the Anne of Green Gables series. And so, like, day 1 is a divine detour, and I think that basically this is about, like, we can make plans for ourselves in life but sometimes detours come up, like from God, and you just like have to go to it, or someone to listen to. Again, I haven't read this chapter, but my guess is that we all just need someone to listen to. Here, do you long for someone who will listen to you and understand you? Anne felt lonely and misunderstood for much of her young life, but Matthew took time to listen to what she had to say. So these are like great lessons that even if you're not really religious, that you can take from the series. I love the movies, but I have discovered I love the books more. I only just made it through, like last year, the whole book series, and some of the later books that aren't really featured in the movies are so good. There's so many good lessons, and Anna's just such a fun character, and her children are just so fun. Anyways, if you haven't read the books, I highly recommend them. So that is all I have. I will get this edited and uploaded, and then I will film my knitting video, and that one probably won't go up for a couple of days because I like to space out the videos a bit. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.